Okay, guys, Leonardo Campello here, Campello Jiu-Jitsu. Today I'm gonna be talking to Mike Faulkner. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Faulkner. He's been training. Okay, I'm gonna ask him. All right, Mike. When did you start training Jiu-Jitsu?
Um, about over 2.5, or about 2.5 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where did you start at?
I started with one of the tactical firearm and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu immersion camps, and then I had my boys training here, and I had my excuses for a while, parenting injuries, and then I was sitting here watching my kids train. And I'm like, what am I doing? What am I just going to sit idly my whole life because of some injuries? And then, so I got on the mats. I sucked it up because it's pretty hard to get on the mats in the first place.
First step is really hard, right?
Yeah, it's really hard. I think, when people say the hardest belts, it's got to be that white belt, just stepping on the mat. And then, just watching my boys get it and excel. And I'm like, what kind of, role model am I sitting on the sideline on the bench, having my kids do something like that and me not doing it? And I did it, and one of the best decisions of my life.
Nice. I was going to ask why did you start doing jiu-jitsu, but you basically answered right. What's the reason?
I read your mind. Just for several reasons. For my own health, my own capability for taking care of myself and my kids if something was to happen. For me, it's also like a mental thing. It's just it keeps my mind, makes my mind happy. Like we were talking before, I think like men were meant to battle, and every time we go on the mats, there's so much respect for one another, right? But we go to battle, and then afterwards, whether you always win, even when you get submitted, hundreds, thousands of times, still learn, still winning from learning. But for me, it keeps my mind clear, it keeps my body healthy. It's something I can do and learn with my boys. Me and my boys get on the mats in the basement, and we get to bond like that. Nice. And then this whole community here, not only in the gym, but outside the gym. And, I have, I don't know how many friends all over the country now just through jiu-jitsu.
Nice.
That you can relate with and talk with and send videos to one another. Like, hey, check this out,
I would ask, like, what would be the most important, the biggest thing that you learned by now with jiu-jitsu? What would be the best thing? What you liked better learning with jiu-jitsu? I'm not talking about the techniques, but in your life.
For me, well, one, and you preach it all the time, it is a way of life, 100%. I mean, even if like someone hugs me, I'm like, I could choke them out right now. Ezekiel choke them or something. But for me, it was extremely humbling. That was it. The humbling that you can't come into this having an ego. You never make it. You're not as tough as you think you are until you get on the mats. And it's very humbling, and I get a lot out of it, confidence-wise. And it also, it relaxes me, I could be out here on the mats hour and a half rolling and going at it, and then I'm driving home and someone flips me off and I'm like, have a good day. Have a good day.
Is there any like downside, anything bad, anything that you say, oh, that sucks in jiu-jitsu or learning jiu-jitsu?
Not at all. Nothing. There's nothing negative to me.
100%.
Even all that, I came in with certain lower back injuries, and I've had zero problems ever again with my lower back. Yeah, I don't want to say fixed, but sciatic stuff. But then I get other injuries. Like my neck's been an issue, but then I work on my neck, and my neck feels stronger than ever. And it's just like you get some injuries here and there, but then you learn how to like recover and then avoid those injuries in the future, and I feel like with the more I train, at first, when I first started as a white belt, I felt like I was injured all the time, whether it was my ribs, my neck, my back. And then I feel like I've adapted my game to put my head in less bad situations, to protect myself more or to strengthen, like with my neck right now,
Sure.
doing certain exercises to make my neck feel strong, and it just feels super strong. So it's the whole physical aspect too. At 46 years old, like I've never felt physically healthier.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, there's aches and pains for sure. But as far as strength and like looking physically in shape and stuff like that, I feel good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And did you have any background on other martial arts or wrestling or something, or zero, and then you just started jiu-jitsu?
The only thing I had some boxing experience.
Ah, okay.
I had some boxing experience, and I was training for about a year and a half, and then I hurt my rib, and then COVID happened, and then where I moved from in Oregon, nothing was open. Or if you went and trained, you had to train with a mask on. And just all the way back, 20, 25 years, with a Gracie gym opening in San Diego right around the corner from me, it's something I always wanted to do.
Nice.
And then either didn't have the money or some excuses with, you just go out too much and party. You have kids, wife, moving, and then all of a sudden I was like, damn it, like I'm sitting in here, I got to do it.
Cool.
And but yeah, just boxing. I mean, when I was a kid, I took karate for a couple months.
Don't be ashamed of that. It's okay.
But that was it. I always had the interest. It was never easy for me to access or get into because I really didn't put the effort to do it. But
cool.
I best decision I ever made.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have like any goals in jiu-jitsu? Right now, do you think about anything you wanted to conquer with jiu-jitsu, or you're just like enjoying your ride and that's it?
Oh man, well, one, keep going, like no end in sight. Keep my body physically healthy.
Nice.
And my mind, it's both like I've said, physically and mentally good for me. It makes me think. I'm constantly. I'll go down in my basement on my mats and get with my grappling dummy. Something pops in my head. And for me, it's to stay physically healthy and mentally healthy, and to continue my journey, keep learning. I know it's a forever learning process. I'll see on social media, I'll see like an 85-year-old guy getting his black belt or a blue belt. 85-year-old guy, and that's what I want to keep going. Like even when I was a white belt, it took some pushing through to get through the ups and downs. 1 week you're like, oh, I'm learning, and then the next 3 weeks are like, I'm freaking terrible. and that's just such a mental battle that everyone should fight at some point. I do think like you really have to push yourself really hard at everything. You can't be complacent. You gotta all the hard stuff, something comes good, right? But it's just continuing the journey. At times when I wanted to quit at a white belt, like I'd always think, of what I heard and people saying like 90% of people quit before blue belt. And I'm like, I'm not going to be that 90%, and I know the percentages go down, but like, there's no quitting, it's just stay physically healthy and continue the ride and just learn forever.
Cool. Do you have like a favorite technique, a favorite position that you like to be on, or?
Man, I really like guillotines. I don't like getting caught in them. I keep my head out of them, but I love guillotines.
He was complaining about his neck and his
position. Man, I've just been working on a lot of stuff from side control too, and some half guard stuff, lockdown stuff. I really enjoy that. I feel like I control people okay with like some of those moves, just because I typically am smaller than some, a good amount of the dudes, which is great. It's good, but I think that as far as like a favorite position or guard or move, like I said, I love guillotines, but I think I'm still figuring it out. At a blue belt, I'm really like, I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. And then you taught a whole triangle class today. I'm like, damn, I never thought of stuff from that position and that position. I want to do triangles more, It's all like, it all makes my like mind happy.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Any Any tip, anything you wanted to say to people who are listening to us, anything that you would recommend to people to do or to not do?
Well, one, I'm sure there's a lot of people that'll be watching it that are already into jiu-jitsu, but and as a barber, I have people in my chair all the time, so I'm constantly like, "Hey, you should come train. You should come train. You should come train." You know, and people don't too often don't really take you up on it much because same reasons I was saying. Oh, I'm too busy or got um, injuries, and like for me, it's just like it is a way of life. It has improved my life so much. And I couldn't imagine never doing that. I can't believe I haven't trained my whole life until 2.5 years ago. Man, it's just getting out there and doing hard stuff. It's humbling. You get beat up, but every once in a while you do some beating up, and it's just a great way of life. And the people you meet throughout too. Everyone in this gym here, there's pretty good amount of gyms here in town in Coeur d'Alene and Northern Idaho in general, and just the overall vibe. And here at this gym, there's plenty of gyms we could have went to here, but you came to town and I saw a Brazilian, fourth degree at the time, now fifth degree, teaching when I could have went to some of the other gyms, and I saw that you wear your heart on your sleeve, and you're an amazing professor and coach to my children, me and my children. My children look up to Professor Leo as well, and I also see that in their way of life as well, through daily out and about with the respect for people, or in school when my kids are sitting in school and they're on point and all the other kids are like, and they're like, Dad, why are these kids like out of control, not paying attention to the teacher? I'm like, they have no discipline. So the discipline it's taught me as well, and my children. It's an overall great way of life, and I'll do it forever.
Nice.
Yeah, and I appreciate everything
Thank you.
you've done for me and my family.
Sure, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This was Leo Campello from Campello Jiu-Jitsu. Watch my channel at YouTube, Campello Jiu-Jitsu Way of Life. Okay? See you guys soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.